What's going on, everyone? Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. I'm actually in a draft right now. It just started, so let's do this. Got the 106 in today's draft. Last time I live streamed a draft, it went very well. I think we had a top 3 or so team that I've drafted this summer on a live stream. Honestly, top 5 team probably of the summer. It just came together really well. We will take Justin Jefferson at the 106. Hope everything's good with him health-wise. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you. I flipped my hat around from forwards to backwards at the last second before I went live. And now I'm like looking at it. It's early in the morning. Not going to look your best. Jaquan, good to see you. Sal, good to see you. Took advantage of the BOGO deal on DraftKings this morning. And I'm drafting in the 106 at the same time. Nice. Nice. Yeah, definitely check out what DraftKings is offering all the time. I don't have a promo code for you, but do it. Yeah, I think no news is probably good news for him. It's honestly interesting too because his ADP didn't shift with like the official Jordan Addison ruling, but Jordan Addison obviously is dropping. What was the most questionable song choice Kitchen made on the road trip? Honestly, he didn't really control the song. I just played like a few playlists that I had, just depending on the mood. So we went from like a sort of yacht rocky mix to a more acoustic chill mix to a party mix that I'd had. We just kind of went all over the place. Hope you guys listened to Becoming a Best Ball Bro today. I told a story about the expo. I'll wait till more people are in the stream to retell it. It was pretty wild. Am I still on that N64 grind? Not as much recently because it's a crazy time of year with drafts and such and content. But I got DK on Mario Golf. Haven't gotten Metal Mario yet, though. You got to love the 106 because you're going to get more than likely. Look, we got Bowers and AJ Brown. I've got enough AJ Brown. I want to get Bowers here just for a different kind of build. I think AJ Brown, though, you could argue as early, like in the early second. I think he's a great pick this year. How quickly do you start thinking about correlation? I think about correlation every round if I can, but I'm not really going to force it because I don't want to reach in the early rounds. I'd rather reach in the later rounds. So I'm not going to force it. But yeah, I'm thinking about correlation constantly. I did a 5-5-5 draft last night, and didn't get any ADP value, which sucks. You're always trying to hope that some value drops. I just didn't get it. I got a nice Patriot stack with Drake May and Stephon Diggs and Travion and a Braylon Allen bringback. I had to stack. I got sniped with Geno Smith and CJ Stroud after drafting Nico and Brock Bowers. But I did get an Aaron Rodgers and Bryce Young thing going on with Drake May. So kind of it's like a 7.5 out of 10 lineup. Good correlation, but no ADP values. What's going on? Crack of dawn. Good to see you. Going to be interesting to see where James Cook goes in this draft. If he's there in the 4th, I'm going to snag him, but I doubt he'll be there. I really need more Lamar, but I don't want to force it when I had a onesie. I just don't have that much. Like the elite quarterbacks, I haven't really forced. Let's go. Let's go Marion Hampton. It's always good when Garrett Wilson goes a little earlier. Marvin Harrison Jr., I haven't been drafting a ton. It's also interesting that Bijan went 101. If you find yourself in a room that's pulling up quarterback like crazy, you tend to chase that. I mean, look, you got to chase it at some point in best ball. You know, the difference between best ball and season long is that in season long, that stops, right? Because people aren't taking backup quarterbacks as high and as frequently. So it's not that big of a deal in season long. But in best ball, it dries up. There's only so many starting quarterbacks. Does the Cook contract change his outlook at all? Yeah, I mean, like we feel more comfortable drafting him. We should at least. I mean, there he goes, 309. You know, I look, this area of the draft, this late third, early fourth area is pretty flat and pretty dead. So if you want to take James Cook in the late third, I don't think that's that absurd. Just because, I mean, I could make an argument for Jamison Williams in the late third, you know? Yeah, I don't have that much Marvin Harrison Jr. Probably at like 4%, if that. Yeah, I saw Greg Roman's quote about the committee approach, which he's not wrong. It's probably going to be a committee in that Amarian Hampton's not going to see every single touch in that backfield. Travis Hunter at the 401. That was the thing in that 555 draft last night. That stuff doesn't happen, or didn't happen, I should say. JSN at 402 is nice. It was a solid pick. I would love to get JMO with my next pick. That's the correlation with Justin Jefferson. Devontae Adams is very, very tempting. I see this as a pretty flat tier, and I'm pretty high on JMO. But like Devontae Adams is pretty tempting. I actually, if he's there, I might just get Devontae Adams. Yeah, I think we just got to do it and hope that Matthew Stafford plays. What do you guys think? Go with the ADP value? Let's go with the ADP value. Even if it's Jimmy G, it's not like Devontae Adams is all of a sudden a 0, right? We'll see what wide receiver is there in the 5th, because I highly doubt I'll go running back, but we'll see. I mean, I could technically go like Travion or something in the 5th. But JMO's going to go in the next few picks. Real question is this going to be the Burrow pick with T? And then I'll really tilt. All right, see, I don't know if, yeah, I mean, you can skip Burrow. Like, if you're this person, you can skip Burrow because this team took Josh Allen. They don't have a Bengal. You can loop around and get Burrow right here. There goes JMO, who I would have, I mean, if he would have fallen to the 5-6. So here's Burrow, my guess. Yep. Yeah, the Millie drafts do feel a little more Wild West. You know, when you up the stakes even a little bit, you see people sticking to ADP a little bit more. I mean, you guys know that I'm a Devontae Smith guy. I have a ton of him, so I might just switch this up to get other exposure. We have the anchor with Amarian Hampton. So I'm going to go Calvin Ridley, I think. Or actually, no, we're going Rashee Rice. Let's get weird. We have 2 good wide receivers, 2 solid veterans. Let's take the chance on Rice, because I think in the 6th, we're looking at probably another wide receiver anyway. This is around the spot that I think Rice makes sense. I love this tier of wide receivers, though. I mean, if you guys have read the draft guide, if you guys have seen some of my drafts, you get JMO. I love him. Tet McMillan, George Pickens, Calvin Ridley. I think all those guys are really solid. Oh, look at this. Thomas is saying the same thing. I want so many receivers in this range. Exactly. I mean, Devontae Smith still being available at the 5-6 turn is absurd. Objectively absurd. I don't understand why people don't want to draft him. JJ, if you could look in a crystal ball and learn one player's stat line for the season, who would it be and why? Maybe, I don't know. 555 draft is just a $555 entry. It's one of the high stakes ones on DraftKings. I don't know. I don't know who the player would be. I'm trying to think of a player that I would get information on another player. And I don't know if we would get that as much with it. Isaiah Likely just got drafted. And Ricky Pierce. What a turn. Isaiah Likely and Ricky Pearsall. I mean, did that person... Oh, man, that's unfortunate for the Hertz manager or drafter. Stafford might be a decent one, obviously, because then we'll just know if he played or not. And then we could get information on Puka, Kyron, and Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers. The problem is that I don't know if we would learn a ton from quarterback stat lines unless they were hurt. Like if we're assuming health, which is why I think Stafford is interesting. Quarterback stat lines aren't necessarily telling us a ton, right? Unless they have like a monster season. I've been getting Diggs a lot. I think Diggs belongs more in this like after or in the cluster where like Waddle is at. So I'm probably going to go Diggs here. I mean, he's healthy, seemingly healthy, and ready to go. So like Burrow's a good example. What would you really learn from Burrow? Even if it shows that he has a 40 touchdown season, are you drafting T. Higgins that much differently? Like, I mean, obviously, if it showed that he had a 25 touchdown season, I think it's more about like he has a pretty predictable range of outcomes, in my opinion. CMC is probably a really good one. That's what Davis said. CMC is a great one, actually, because you could go nuts overexposing. Then if he has a bad season, then you know to get Garendo and other backs. But then also, if he has a great season, you might push down some of the pass catchers on that team. Yeah, I mean, if his stats are poor, that's the 101, but you can make that argument for the 102, the 103, the 104. Obviously it's the 101, so it's a bigger deal. But if that's your concern, you can make that argument for any first round pick. I think CMC is a great answer. I could have gone Pollard with that last pick with the Tajay Spears injury. But I want to make sure that I get the firewall wide receiver, like get that. I mean, Keon Coleman was really early, obviously, but I want to get that wide receiver right before the fall off happens. Like I like Jacoby Myers still. I like Chris Olave still, but after that, it really starts to get sketch just because of the injuries and stuff that we've seen pile up at wideout. But we are staring at some good wideouts still because we ended up getting a lot of running backs here. So in hindsight, maybe not as necessary. We're still getting running backs. This is going to be a hero RB team, it looks like. We'll go Roma Dunze next. It's a nice value on a Dunze. This team is kind of hot. We just got to correlate it. Tootin would be fun. Travis Hunter. Yeah, I get Travis Hunter. Maybe you would change Brian Thomas. I think that running back, though, makes a lot of sense. And CMC specifically, because we know the smash outcome is there. We know there's such a wide range of outcomes. We can avoid the landmine in the first round, or we could really hype him up and get him at, 104, 105 every single draft because we know that outcome's there. We also know how it might impact all the other players in that team. Why is Adunze falling because of the lack of love? What is this team doing? Rashad Bateman and Kyle Pitts and Isaiah Likely. I mean, there's enough real picks there that they're not going to cancel it. But my gosh, what is this team? I'm assuming that Adunze is falling a little bit because of just the Bears offense. But I much prefer Adunze in the 7th round than DJ Moore in the 4th. And I don't even think it's that close. Maybe I'm wrong. I would have loved Addison next. Hawkinson would be a nice... Yeah, Hawkinson... Oh, no, we already have Bowers. I don't know. We could get kind of weird. Have a little differentiated lineup because we're in a spot where, there's not much going on. I don't really like Cooper Kupp that much. Tyrone Tracy's fine. Let's get weird with it. Let's go double early round tight end. We're done with tight end. We have a JJ McCarthy stack. Look, and Hawkinson can still find the flex in just a normal week. He still has that PPR upside. I don't love Hawk in season long and stuff. I don't even love him in best ball that much. But with Jefferson early on, it's kind of a fun build, differentiates because there's probably not going to be a ton of Bowers Hawk teams. Hawk does have a revenge game in week 17. This might be an Isaac Tesla team, folks. It could be an Isaac Tesla team. Get him in round 19. You also have a chance to... I always like to do weird stuff too and maybe potentially scare the room a little bit. We do have to figure out running back. But I'm not going to reach just to reach. We could have gone Jordan Mason got drafted. Okay. Let's see what we're looking at here. Do we go with Drake May now? I think we push, especially if Jalen Warren's there or J.K. Dobbins. Oh, Tyrone Tracy's still there? I mean, we'll play the ADP game at running back here and then hope that Drake May falls. We have other outs at at quarterback, rather. We have Caleb. We have May. We have McCarthy. We have Geno. We even could go Justin Herbert. I do like Warren more than Tracy. So I might just pick Warren, even though Tracy... Okay, I'm actually not going to pick Jalen Warren because he just got drafted. We'll go Tyron Tracy. Oh, Tracy also brings the Brock Bowers. That's a correlation there for week 17. This team's kind of nice. We just got to figure out quarterback and hope that we do. Fortunately, this side of the draft, I mean, who knows what this dude is doing at the 112. But there are quarterbacks throughout this side of the draft. I mean, maybe they go Purdy here if they're actually thinking rationally. They'll probably take like Michael Penix or something. The Baltimore stacking is just bizarre. I'm like anxious to see who this team picks. Jared Goff. Do they have Amon-Ra? Nope. Naked Goff goes with Isaac Tesla. Yeah, Tootin's going earlier than he was before. Marvin Mims. Okay. I mean, they're at least close enough to ADP that they're not totally tanking and trolling. All right, Sharps goes. This could be Caleb. Oh, Drake May. You son of a. I mean, Kyler's still there. Purdy's still there. I'm trying to think if we can set up something with Kyler. I don't really want to do it. I'd rather just play the correlation game and get Caleb. I think we kind of have to. There's no 49er on the team. Don't fall. I don't want to fall victim to quarterback values. We'll go Caleb first, and then we'll get hopefully JJ McCarthy. That also allows, because the teams in the front half of the draft, one of them will take Kyler instead of a quarterback or that team will take Kyler. But yeah, we had to get a correlated player. I've never been a Call of Duty guy. Always been. I played Halo back in the day. There goes Purdy. I've only had one draft thrown out this year, and it was egregious. Yeah, this won't get thrown out. Hey, JJ, do you do these daily at 9 a.m.? Not daily. There's some days where I just have a lot going on. Like yesterday, I had like 4 shows, so I wasn't able to. Oh, you're poking fun at Kyler. My bad. My brain was off of Kyler whenever you said that. This team could be hot if I get JJ McCarthy and then like Geno. Michael Penix with no. Oh no, he has Bijan. Sorry. Yeah, I mean we've been doing live streams for I think this is like 30 something. We've been doing them a lot. There goes Herbert. This team has 2 quarterbacks. This team has 2. Okay, we hypothetically should be good. This team seems smart. They've gotten Zay and Mark Andrews, so I think we will be able to get McCarthy with this next pick. If not, I'm going to get up and leave the stream. Okay. All right, so we got McCarthy with Caleb, and then we'll get one more quarterback later. Could be a Jackson Dart team even if we like. I'm going to push it a little bit. I think in round 12. Yeah, there goes Tootin going earlier than Tank. Which we weren't seeing super frequently. This is a Genius Falls team for sure. Geno Falls. Yeah. I do not watch Hard Knocks, but I do know that Ray Davis is the backup kicker. He kicked this past weekend. I was at the Fantasy Football Expo and we were all watching the clip. I don't know if you guys listened to Becoming a Best Ball Bro today. At the expo and the first event, the first night, Harold Fannon's mom was there. His family was there. Like his cousin was there. And so this is the story. I told it on Becoming a Best Ball Bro. But we were all, there's like an event outside at the expo every Friday, or the Friday every year. And it's like an indoor-outdoor bar situation. And so it was all open because it was nice outside. And so Kitchen calls me over. He's like, JJ, you wouldn't guess who this is. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea who this is. He goes, it's Harold Fannon's mom. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I had some White Claws at that point in time. All right, we gotta set up this next pick. That's a good teaser for the rest of the story. Jaden Blue. You know what? We could go Christian Kirk as a bring back for Amarian Hampton. Yeah, let's do that. So I meet Harold Fannon's mom, and I've had some White Claws in me. And the first thing I say to her is, do you walk like a duck too? And I immediately was like, why did I just say that? But I also was kind of reading the vibe. They were a very fun family. And she just started laughing. And she just started moving her feet like how he does, how he runs. And she goes, who do you think taught him how to walk like that? Now when he faces defenders, they don't know which way he's going. And we all just started cracking up. So I read the situation. Okay. People think that I'm crazy for doing that. It was very clear that they were a fun, like very proud of their son family. And the fact that I knew that showed them that I knew ball. But yeah, it was hilarious. And then I was talking to them about how Stefanski needs to use more 12 personnel and let Fannin eat. It was a good time. All right, do we take Geno next? I think we do. Even though there's a lot of quarterbacks sitting here, maybe we don't. Maybe we go like Braylon Allen, bring back for Diggs, Jaden Blue. Let's go Jaden Blue. Let's just hope that we can get the Geno, and worst case, there's Jackson Dart later. We're going to push this. We're going to push it. Yeah, large range of that's the CMC of comments, right? It's the CMC of comments. It could have gone a lot of different directions. But it was funny too, because Kitchen was standing right there the whole time, and he's like, what is JJ doing? But like I said, you gotta read the room, have a little social IQ, see what's going on around you, and then go for it. And I went for it, and my read was right. So we can sit here all day and say that I'm a moron, which is not wrong. I'm always a moron, but it was also the right read. I felt good going into it. Round 20, Harold Fannin. I mean, I'd get Fannin if I didn't have TJ Hawkinson and Brock Bowers. I do not have a good feeling about getting Geno Smith in the next round. Although Jacoby Myers is on this side of the board. So, maybe. Could have gone differently. The wild part, though, is that like she's like not even she looked really young. Like she's probably not even far off from my age. And so that's another thing. You know how like millennials don't take things too seriously. but he is from Canton. So it made sense why they were there. And it was cool because they were watching him in his first game. Really great family. I really hope that he crushes. Made me like him even more. And then we went to the next day. We did the Kings Classic at the Hall of Fame. That's when we have a handful of drafts going on. I'm in the room where SiriusXM is kind of commenting, and then we get pulled in onto radio and stuff as we're drafting. But oh boy, this could be it. This could be a disaster. This could be the Geno pick. A-Rich is there. Come on, get Anthony Richardson, buddy. You know you want Anthony Richardson. You don't want Geno Smith. Okay, thank God. We did it. We did it. Yeah, Trey Tucker in round 20. Like that idea. But yeah, the Kings Classic, we do a Bob Lung runs it. It's multiple leagues, and there's you moved up and down leagues based on performance. So the first year I joined, I was in the one league that doesn't have SiriusXM covering it during the draft. And then I moved up the second season, and then I won last year in the snake draft. So I brought my snake draft belt. This bad boy. I brought this with me to be obnoxious during the draft. Because look, why play fantasy football in a league like that and win and get a belt to not be obnoxious about it, right? So I took that with me, drafted a hero RB team, and then we do an auction right after that. And the auction has an auctioneer, really awesome dude who does the auction for us. And we do that for it's from 10. This year it started at 10 a.m. and we ended drafting with a lunch in the middle. We ended drafting at like 4:15. So it's literally the whole day at the Hall of Fame. People are in there watching us. It's so fun. It's awesome. It's a great experience. I did not go hero RB in auction. I went with a little bit of a different approach. I tried to in the auction. I think this is what a lot of people should do this year in auctions. Hang on, let me pick a player first. We go in Eckler or Ford. Well, Ford seems to be the choice because although Dowdle's there. What do you guys think? Ford or Dowdle? I'm trying to think if we have any correlation regardless. We could go Thornton. You know what? I kind of want to go Deontay. Trey Tucker late makes more sense because we have good wide receivers. Let's just go Jerome Ford, especially we have Jaden Blue and Amari Hampton. If they get kind of a slower start just because they're rookies, that'll help us early on. So in auctions, I really think this year, yeah, like the Kings Classic starts 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wideouts, 3 flexes, and a tight end. And it's a 14-team league. So it's deep starting rosters or deeper starting rosters, and it's full PPR. So I went hero RB because wide receiver dominates this format. Now, in the auction, I didn't want to go, as Lucas is saying, heroes and zeros. I didn't want to go stars and scrubs because the league is deep, 14-teamer, large starting lineups, and the waiver wire isn't as fruitful at all because the benches are relatively deep. And so what I did was I got Devon Achane and Breece Hall at running back. Breece Hall was pretty cheap, which is part of the reason why I got him. I mean, Achane was actually kind of cheap too. And then what we talked about earlier on the stream about those round 5 wide receivers on DK, round 4 to 5, I got a ton of them. So I got like JMO, George Pickens. I can't remember who all of them were because the roster isn't uploaded yet to the website. But the wide receivers are basically a lot in that cluster, right? And I felt good about the end result of that team. Drake May was my quarterback. I punted tight end in both leagues. Again, 3 flexes, 3 wide receivers. I really wanted to focus on wide receivers. So yeah. I'm digging this team too, man. This is back-to-back good teams on streams for me. So Dowdle did go. We need a running back. Could go Roshan or wait for Monungai, but could go Woody Marks. I still think Roshan's a good pick. I know people don't like him, but once you're here in the 16th round, people are saying Krosky merit. If you listen to Becoming a Best Ball Bro, I have enough Krosky merit. We're going to try to see if Roshan goes later because we do have correlation here with Woody Marks. I think Woody Marks is going to play a receiving back role for them. He's good in pass pro. I think people are bullish enough or bearish enough on Roshan that I might be able to get him in the 17th. Will you stream some high stakes redraft drafts or redraft in general? I might be doing it on the Patreon, but not on the YouTube channel. I don't know why it makes it awkward if I have Caleb. I stack quarterbacks with running backs all the time. I also think that Roshan could see more receiving work than people realize. But regardless, there's actually really good discussion about that exact same thing on today's Becoming a Best Ball Bro with Todd Burrows. So definitely try to listen to that. I want to make sure Trey Tucker's in the queue too. And then we wanted Isaac Tesla maybe as our Detroit bring back. Because we have, 6 wide receivers? Yeah. We need one more running back. We'll see if I read the room right with Roshan. I mean, this team has so many running backs. They have 7 running backs after getting Gibbs. All right, we're going to get Roshan. That worked. And then we can get some wideouts. All right, what are we looking at with our wideouts here? Because we have Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Rashee Rice, Stephon Diggs, Roma Dunze, and Christian Kirk. Like, this could be a 3-7-8-2 team. So we could go another running back later. With us only getting Amari and Hampton. And then, I mean, we have a lot of flexibility after getting Hawkinson and still feeling good about, quarterback, basically every other position. This is a pretty fun team. Yeah, I agree. Lucas. Solid rating potential for the squad. I mean, look, the last one I did, we got some like 9.5s. I don't know if we'll be getting that, but we might. All right, so Tesla, Tucker. I might honestly reach for Tesla because of the steam. And I do want to get a bring back. I mean, he's not even far off from ADP here. I wouldn't even call it a reach. I need to update my rankings too. I don't think Monungai is much of a pass catcher. He's good in pass pro, but I'd be shocked if he's like a legit pass catcher. And Roshan, to me, is likely going to play the goal line. Like I see Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, I know his ADP reflects this, as a much bigger threat to his backfield than Kyle Monungai in Chicago. With that being said, I've drafted a decent amount of Monangai. I mean, I have probably 12% Monangai, especially because now they're saying, there was that quote from Ben Johnson that he's going to get some production. It's like we know that he's going to make the team and see something, which is good, right? That's what we need in best ball. This team in the 12 spot is just ridiculous. Shedeur Sanders, Russell Wilson, and Jared Goff. Juju. All right, we'll get Tesla here. So we do get a bring back for Minnesota and that Minnesota stack that we have. Some of these teams or picks are wild. I mean, this team doesn't even have Patrick Mahomes, and they took Juju Smith-Schuster. Sean Tucker is on my radar next. I mean, Marshawn Lloyd is back and healthy. I think he's back on the table. Could maybe go Ollie Gordon in the last round. Sean Tucker would be great. We could end this with 2 Tuckers. There goes Marshawn Lloyd. There goes Eli Mitchell. There goes Blake Corum. Come on, give me Sean Tucker. I've thought about the Christian Watson thing. I think that's just too many zeros for a guy that we don't even know if he's gonna. I highly doubt he's back that soon. And if he is, I highly doubt that he's going to be ultra productive. All right, we're going to get a wide receiver at the end to close this out. Hopefully it's Trey Tucker. This team is fun, man. We even have some mini stacks in here with Houston and Amari and Hampton. Or sorry, yeah. I oftentimes think I get the Rams in my brain, the Rams and the Chargers mixed up sometimes. Yeah, a lot of route competition too. I mean, look, if you're in a spot like this team, right? And instead of me taking Sean Tucker, I went somewhere else. But like if you're in a spot like this team and you're like, and you got Jordan Love, that's fine. Yeah, even in the $20 drafts, you see some crazy unpredictability or just wildness. Honestly, the Rice pick was mostly I had stability at wide receiver with Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams, and we're also playing best ball where I think it's easier to take on Rashee Rice in this kind of environment. Darnell Washington gets drafted. I mean, this is wild. I love that this team just like has some rational picks like Brooks. And then I just can't wait for this final pick. I hope it's the most insane thing. Okay, no, it's like one of the best values in the 20th round. With no correlation, mind you. We should probably make sure that if someone takes Trey Tucker, all right, Darius Slayton, could always go Vele, Roman Wilson, Deontay. Yeah, no, it's all good with the Rashee Rice comment. No, I'm gonna go Trey Tucker to get more correlation with Geno. Big play guy. Not always drafted. That does it. Let's take a look at this team. I need you guys to rate this out of 10. Decimals encouraged. Justin Jefferson at the 106. Brock Bowers, Amari Hampton, Devontae Adams, Rashee Rice, Stephon Diggs, Rome Odunze, TJ Hawkinson. We went 2 tight ends in the first 8 rounds. Tyrone Tracy fell. Caleb Williams to go with Rome Odunze. JJ McCarthy to go with Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson. Christian Kirk as a bring back for Amari Hampton. Jaden Blue as just a good at the game player. Geno Smith to get the Vegas stat going, and a bring back also with Tyrone Tracy. We had that with the Giants. Jerome Ford, Woody Marks also connecting to that Houston, little mini Houston stack. Roshan to go with Caleb. Isaac Tesla as the bring back for Minnesota. Sean Tucker as a good at the game pick. And then Trey Tucker as a stack for Vegas. I'm into it. This is a team that I think can compete. Let's hear your ratings, though. Out of 10, Fry says Geno Santana Moss, double tuck at least an 8.6, 9.1. Kitchen says 9.15. Welcome, Kitchen. Yeah, this is a good team. This is a really fun team. Wish I could draft all of them like that. Things just really came together. Like, we pushed it with Geno. That was a good call. We ended up getting Jaden Blue as a result. We pushed it with Roshan. So we got Woody Marks in there. Solid team, 3 stacks, 8.4, says Mike. 8.87, another banger of a draft. Yeah, this is a good one. All right, that does it. I got to get some work done. As always, make sure you guys are liking this video, subscribing to the channel, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. We need to keep beefing up this YouTube channel. So do as much interacting with our videos as you possibly can and making sure that you're subscribed, because then you will get notified every time we go live. What is this? I don't know what this means. But you'll get notified via email whenever we go live. Make sure you're subscribed to the Late Round Podcast. Becoming a Best Ball Bro drop today. You guys get more insights on how to build some of your best ball teams. But otherwise, everyone, thanks for tuning in.